edition of Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. Sponsored by Front Street Toys, Casper Egg, Slama Enterprises, and Trip Downing. Stacy, Greg.
How you doing, John?
Good.
I might have messed up. I sent Bartles the link, and it didn't go, and I just resent it. Hopefully he can get on. So I just, how you send it and don't look at it again? I should have looked. Yeah. But I find Bartles coming out talking about Oshkosh. But, John, why don't you talk a little bit about Utica and how it went? And, Stacey, we can do Warren.
Sure.
Yep, and then at 7:20, I've got Ben Hand coming on from Milledgeville, and then at 7:40, Don and Sally Slama from Hillsborough.
That works.
Sweet.
So
It was hot in Utica.
good.
But
It was hot in Warren, too.
it was hot, yeah. Things went good in Utica, I seemed like everybody was happy. Good crowd. Probably down a little bit from the heat. JJ did an awesome job building the track, though. He got a bunch of water in it in the morning, helped him out with that, and it didn't dry out. In fact, the hot farm guys had to start reaching lower in the old gearbox because it was powering them out.
Really?
So, yeah, so it was good track. Even Melvin Paulson come up and gave kudos to him for a good track, right? Best track they pulled on there, they said. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That makes you feel good for the effort you put into it, right?
Yeah. JJ puts his heart and soul into that and has done a lot with the track the last few years, and I've helped him behind the scenes with some of it, and he's really doing a good job there. So he needs a big round of applause for making all that happen. And he made his tractor go straight. And he was happy about that. It went straight. He didn't win, but he went straight. So he was happy.
On his tractor?
Yeah.
Good. I was going to ask, did you get the poll? I didn't get to see any results from there yet, but I was hoping he did. You always want to pull in your hometown, and you never do good.
Yep.
Yep.
Super Farm win was from Keith, who's got that tractor from California, the John Deere that Blackburn's put together. And he come last in the class to sweep her away, and he's sticking around for Hillsborough, so he'll be in Hillsborough with that tractor, the old American.
The California guy from the owner?
Yeah.
He showed up at Oshkosh on Friday night, so yeah, that's great. He won Saturday at Utica, huh? Great.
Yeah, had a nice pass. It was wild. It was I don't know how it transpired, but it was reverse order of how you started and how you finished. I think other guys seen what it was taking, and I think they're dropping a gear in the gearbox and changing things, you know what I mean? And it was a big difference. But,
yep. Dropping a gear, and you're probably throwing weight up front if you got a track like that, right?
Yep. It killed a bunch of the hot farms. It snuffed them right out. So.
Yep. Okay, I just got a text from Glenn Bartles. He's going to log in a bit here and talk a little bit about Oshkosh, but we can go over Warren a little bit, right, Stacey? You want to kind of let people know about the Gary Brinkmeyer deal a little bit?
Yeah. Warren was the Joe Davis County Fair was its usual standard. I'd received a text from Dustin Hook a few days before Warren, saying, hey, it's Gary Brinkmeyer's 50th year of pulling, and 50th year of Badger State Tractor Pullers. He said, I think we should do something. And I said, great idea. So we took that and ran with it, and we only had a couple of days of preparation, and I think it turned out well. We kept it a surprise from Gary, and some people seemed amazed that we were able to keep it a secret from Gary. And I said, well, it wasn't too hard. We only talked about it for 2 days, and it was just a couple text messages. There wasn't a lot of hubbub about it. But it went well. We got the tractor out on the track and brought Gary and all the family and the crew from the Fuelish Pleasure out there. There's a picture of it. Yeah. They brought all them out, and Gary was surprised and humbled beyond belief. And we had a few words with him out there on the track. And then we called, we had all of his pro stock pullers and the Badger State staff and all of his friends and fans come out onto the track and join us for a group picture. And that's what you're seeing there. And yeah, it was I had it choked me up a little bit a couple of times there, saying some words to Gary, what he's meant to me personally and the club. And, because I've known, I was telling Gary, I said, when I started announcing tractor pulls, I didn't, I knew of the Badger State tractor pullers, but I didn't know any of these pullers here. I said, most of these guys weren't pulling yet then, but I said, I knew who Lemke's were, and I knew who Dwayne Hook was. And I said, I know who Gary Brinkmeyer was. And I said, I told Gary, I says, you took me and told me things and gave me information. And I said, you befriended me. And I said, you made me a better announcer, Gary Brinkmeyer. And that was good. Tough, but yeah. But no, it was really cool. And we did it pretty quick because, we'd like to start our pulls on time. We were hooking tractors at 7:07. Yeah. So, it went well. And then the pull itself was really good. Light on two-wheel drives, only 4, but we only had 4 at Oshkosh. So I guess that's the point runners, I guess, at this point of the year.
Yeah, well, we lost some guys to Rockwell, Iowa, I think, a couple guys.
Yeah. And it's just that time of year. There's other places to pull. So, I mean, that's just the way it is nowadays. But the pro stock class was really good. Clint Molitor laid down a heck of a run, held up for 3rd place by the time it was all done. Tony McDonald, he won the 4-1 limited pro class with a heck of a pass. And I didn't realize it, and maybe you didn't know it either, John. He put a new block in that thing after Dubuque. I think it was Dubuque. Was it Dubuque or Mesa Mania? Wherever he pulled that last week.
Yeah, Mazo. Well, Dubuque.
Okay.
Would have been
Was
Dubuque.
he at Dubuque?
Yep.
Yeah, so it was after Dubuque, they found a hairline crack in it, and they replaced the block before they put all the parts on the track. Greg, you gotta,
Yep, I got to learn that lesson. Yep.
Who was that? I didn't hear who you said.
Tony McDonald.
Oh.
Yeah, Tony McDonald. Yeah, they found a crack in the block after Dubuque, and must have had a new one sitting there close by enough that they took all the parts out of the old one and put it in a new one and got it done that morning of Warren and drove down to Warren, and he laid down a tremendous pass and won the class. And
did Coots win the class, but Tony won the shootout?
No, Tony didn't come back for the shootout.
Oh, he
Coots
did?
won the shootout. Tony didn't come back for the shootout. And John, just so you know, Saunders Oil and Propane, they put up some extra money to bring the top 3 back for the 2nd annual Gerald Gerlach Memorial Shootout. And so they brought the top 3 back, but Tony declined because he broke a water line, and he was dumping water all the way down the track. And that water is supposed to be going inside the engine. And he said, an hour, I want to look at things close. And I said, I don't want to rush through it in an hour. And he said, I got to see how hot it got. He wanted to download the data and see how hot it got. And he said, to be honest with you, I'm tired of looking at the thing. He's been working on it for 7 days. And he said, so he's going to scratch from the shootout. So they went down the list, and Gerlach's ended up filling his spot. And Trent Gerlach drove the tractor there in the first go around. Didn't have a particularly good run. The boys missed the setup a little bit, but he came back in the shootout and laid down a much better run and finished 2nd in the shootout. And John Coots won the shootout. He finished 2nd in the first go around. I thought he had that one, but Tony come up and laid down a heck of a pass to get around him. And then Scooter, Scott Burkhardt, he rounded out the shootout. Finished 3rd. He moved the sled way over to the right-hand side of the track, tried something different. And it looked like it worked off the starting line. But, Greg, like you said, it'd been nice for me to let her drift to the center, maybe to the left a little bit more towards at half track. But it stayed up on the right side, and that wasn't the place to be. So he finished 3rd in that. And that was pretty good.
They don't always go where you want them to go.
Oh, no. My tractor goes wherever it wants to go. I can only keep it from where I don't want it to go, which is out of bounds. That's about all the control I got. And I don't do so good at that sometimes. And then we ran into the pro farms, and we had a half a dozen pro farms in there. Tim Vorwald brought the Barnyard Buick over from Iowa, and that's only a 466. Their pro farm rules, while they're still 3,000 RPMs and 20.8 tires, the East Central Iowa pullers, their pro farm rules are 466 cubes. But he brought that over along with a semi-loaded pro stocks,
right?
Much to our fun. And the Barnyard Buick got 2nd place in that pro farm class. And Nick Cunningham won it first time out this year for Nick Cunningham. He won the class, and Scooter was there. They just drug them tractors out of the corner of the machine shed this week and got them out on the track.
Blew
So
the dust
that's a pretty
off.
good class. What's that?
They blew the dust off and went pulling.
Yeah. So that was good. It was a good pull. Got done in 2.5 hours. 9:30 we were done, and I got to thank the Brinkmeyers and the Gerlachs. The turkey dressing sandwiches were superb, and all the fixins, and the chocolate chip cookies were very good also.
Yep.
And they had Jeff Becker and his crew up there building the track and working the track, and I think the track was pretty darn good. There's not a lot of clay in that, I don't believe, and mostly dirt, but they sure make a good track out of it.
Well, that black dirt works good. I think black dirt works the best, and it was consistent. And even in our class, Clint Molitor made a great pass. And at the end, in the mid track, Ryan Coates got out front and then Round got ahead of him. I mean, it was really a good track.
Yeah.
It stayed consistent and fair.
Yeah. Well, Ryan Coates won the class.
Yep.
Yeah. Ryan Coates won the class. I think with the last hook is what he won it with, didn't he? I believe.
No. Ryan went right after me. Or no, he went right.
Okay.
After him. He was 4th hook. I was 5th hook. But then it stood there for a long time, and then one of Round's tractors got right down in there and got ahead of Clint too. I think at the end. I don't know if it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Clint led for a long time. Yeah, Clint led for a long time, man. Yeah, he had a real good run. So that was nice to see. And condolences go out to the Molitors. Frank lost his mom last week. She was 95, and I said, well, that's a pretty good pull. And Frank said, yep, she's better off now. So condolences to them folks too. So it was a good pull. Yeah, we were, like I say, 9:30. We were all wrapped up, and it looks like smiles and miles for everybody.
Yep. And everybody drove on. I don't think anybody broke anything there, so that was a good.
I don't think we tore up a bunch of stuff. No, you're right. Oh no, Kathy Gallus popped the turbocharger good.
Yep, she did.
Yep, she was on a real good pass too. She was going to have a contending distance, and she was getting up there past 300 and had a good head of steam going. And all of a sudden, pop, and that was it. White smoke and need a tow tractor. That was that. I think that's the only one. Go ahead.
She was in first place when she got there when that happened, right? She
did. Yeah, actually she did. Yeah, she was in the lead when that happened. It was early in the class, mind you, but it was. Yeah.
Yep. It's all fun.
Yeah.
So, but back to Gary Brinkmeyer's deal. That was a lot of fun out there, and how all the pullers went out and stood on the track with him. That was a big deal, I thought. Yep.
Yeah. It was.
Looks like we got Ben on here. Are you working at the track, Ben?
No, we were out there Sunday all day or all morning, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't go out there today at all. I had to work to make money today.
I see. Yeah, you got a pulling tractor. You got to do that every chance you can.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Hi, Ben. How you doing?
Hi, Stace. John.
Not so much the food on the table as the fuel in the tractor.
That's right.
Right.
That's as important this time of the year.
Right.
How'd you do up at Utica, Ben?
I think we ended up 6th there. I shifted her down one gear, but I should have went another.
Yeah.
That's the lowest gear we were in all year, and I should have been down one more.
Right.
I should have had your Shipshawana gear in it.
That's right. Should have. We don't even run that low gears at Ship anymore.
Right. And John said it was a good track.
It was the best I ever seen. I looked in my notes before we went, and it said last year was the best track to date, and this year it was better.
Yeah. You put in your notes, update, better yet.
Yeah, better yet.
More gooder.
More gooder.
That's
Find a
right.
lower gear.
Lower. I only got one lower, so.
Right. Well, that'd be it then.
Yeah, that's the one for driving in the trailer.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Hey, Ben, with Milledgeville coming up, actually, we're starting tomorrow night with the mini rods and the ISP guys. We're looking forward to coming on down there. I got, once we sign off here, I got scoot out the shop. I got more tractor work to do to get ready. And, but we're looking forward to getting on down to Milledgeville tomorrow night for the Carroll County Fair and start things off. And Badger State rolling in on Wednesday night. From what I understand, the whole pulling area, the racetrack, everything has undergone a serious makeover.
it won't even look the same. The only thing we didn't change was the pulling track. Everything else is completely different.
That'll be
Yeah.
good.
I heard the racetrack has been erased. You can't even tell it's like it never happened.
Yep.
And the pits, the infield's been built up, so it's not a bowl holding all the water anymore.
Yep. There's no low spots or dips or swales or holes. It's all flat. The whole area to the north is the same distance, but the I guess it'd be the east end and the west end is quite a bit bigger, and the corners are all squared on the fence. And they put all new fence in, and it's all grass. The only dirt is on pulling track, and we just measured that the other day, and there's only 420 foot of dirt. So that's all that's there anymore.
When's the last time you had a race there?
What's that?
When was the last time you actually had a race there on the track?
Oh, not in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm 39, and it before me.
Right.
Oh
Right.
wow! They actually kept that in pretty good shape for as long as it laid dormant.
Yeah, they kept it sprayed. I wish they wouldn't have at times. I wish they'd have let it grow to grass. Less mud to fight.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We ran a tile down the track. It always used to be wet in front of the grandstands there out, and we put a tile down through there last fall too. So that mud hole there ought to be a little better. So
yeah. Now the pulling track, you said you guys didn't do anything with that, but did you level it out? I mean, are we still going to have the old Milledgeville kitty corner slingshot where you start her high on the right hand side and hold her there and then let her go down?
I'll bet Wednesday night when you tell me this, the old slingshot will still be the line, but it is a little bit flatter. There's only actually a 1% slope on it now. It used to be about a 3.5%. So we flattened it out.
Side?
Yeah. So
okay.
We flattened her out a little bit, but.
So when you flatten it out, did you take it off the high spot or did you build up the low spot?
We bowled up the low side. We didn't want to waste any of that. There was the same dirt was on the racetrack, and we didn't want to waste any of that dirt. So we used my scraper and we moved that dirt to the pulling track. So
okay. So John, you know where we want to run tomorrow night?
I don't think I'll be running tomorrow night. I don't think I'll be running tomorrow night. I had to fix the sewer pipe in the house unexpectedly today, so I got to pour concrete tomorrow, and that leaves me no time to get that thing ready.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
I see we got Glenn on here for a little bit from Oshkosh. Talked to and I screwed up. I sent him the link, and I sent everybody the link individually. But I opened up my phone to start this. And I said, "Oh, message not sent." So, right?
Better you than me.
Right.
Hi, Glenn.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Nice
We'll
to see
Hey,
catch up.
Stacy,
Glenn,
where have I seen you before?
Ben, how'd you do up there?
Oh, I think we were 6th there too, I believe.
Really? Yep. Good.
And I think we were the same distance. We were 303 both nights.
Yeah.
Well, you got a very consistent tractor then.
Yeah, evidently consistent.
And you drove it on the trailer both nights too.
That's right. I had a little oil leak up at Oshkosh, but it was just an oil pressure line that vibrated loose.
Yeah.
Who's in charge of making sure that's tight?
Well, it hasn't been checked for a while, so I guess that's my fault. I'm the one that does all that. So
you'll find something new every time.
Yeah, it seems like this year everything's coming loose. So I guess that's a good thing. But
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Means you're making some power.
As long as it's not the parts inside the block coming loose, you're doing good.
Right. Oshkosh, they keep getting that track better and better every year we go there, it seems like.
Well, we got
That's good to hear.
Glenn Bartles, and I've known Glenn, we've known each other for 25 years now, probably.
Something like that.
25 is a long time. Glenn, when we first went from Badger State Tractor Pullers to ATPA at the time, Glenn was the first one to sign a big ATPA show up in Oshkosh. And what was the guy with the Alice Chalmers that helped Jim or
Rich Garb?
Rich Garb, yep. Helped get that all organized. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, a lot of phone calls calling pullers from all over to try and get them to come for that, support that light super stock class.
Yep. Yep. And it was a good show. I mean, we did
Yeah,
a,
they came. Yeah, it worked.
yep. Yep. So what'd you think of the pull up in Oshkosh Friday night? Is it all right? You get a good crowd, or how'd it go?
Excellent, excellent crowd.
How'd-
I think the crowd was bigger. You know, it was a bigger crowd. It was excellent show. We had a world class track builder come and help us.
Pat Hack?
Pat called and said he was gonna be up there to help that night, and would we like him to come early? So it's like, yeah, that'd be great.
He
So it
built,
turned out excellent.
he helps
Yeah,
a
great
lot.
show. We were done. What time was it, Stacy? We were done before 9.
Yeah, we were done at 8:45. We ran 6 classes in an hour and 45 minutes. But we had 2 tracks, 2 sleds, and nobody messes around. We get her done.
Yep.
Yeah, it was great. The people got out of there, and well, they didn't leave the grounds. They stuck around, and it was excellent.
And that's key. If you want to go on the rides again and or go to the beer
Right.
tent or something, right?
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I mean that was just perfect. Nobody wants to sit around for 4 hours.
Right.
So I mean that
No.
was like perfect timing. You get them back out there, and they're not ready to go home yet, so they're going to spend more money. I mean that was you
Yep,
couldn't ask for if you'd had a couple more tractors. Oh, it still would have been. We'd have still been in a good place. So
Yeah,
turned out really well.
I'm sure the vendors out there really like that when all of a sudden 2,500, 3,000 people or whatever come all walking out at once wanting a corn dog and an ear of sweet corn.
Right. They get part of it then.
Yeah, that was good. I liked it because I got home the same day I left for the first time in about a month and a half.
Yeah, and I think they got the track seated today. So
Okay. Yeah, and that was indeed Pat Hack that went up there early, Greg, and helped him out with the track.
Yeah, he builds a lot of tracks, and sometimes guys don't want his help, but I just say let him, but just share information, guys. That's how he gets better all the time.
I think
he
Pat's
worked with.
I think
he
Pat's
worked with
coming down to Milledgeville this year again. He said he was anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Probably, I got to get his shovel back to him. He forgot his little shovel for digging rocks out of the track, and
Oh.
Ben would know. We got plenty of those.
Right.
There's plenty there, but
Yeah.
they don't really tear nothing up, so they're round.
yeah. Round rock, marbles. So,
Yeah, they're bigger than marbles,
yeah.
but work in progress, I guess.
Well, you were just, like we just said, share information with Pat and stuff. Like when we went out to Monticello, Iowa, we're all standing next to the track and they're watering it down. And we're thinking, what is that? Smells so good. It smelled good. And they put Ajax in their water that they water the track with. And they say the dirt lays back in better, doesn't get sticky, it doesn't ball up or whatever. And it worked. It was crazy. They had a bunch of Ajax in it, so whatever that does.
We probably should have put Ajax in our tanker if we'd have had to use it much. That would have been interesting because it was a big pool manure tanker.
Yeah. Well, they did that in Warren Saturday night too for us. They had Ajax in the track, and I thought it. Stacy, you were there. It held together, and I thought it was a fair track the whole time.
Yeah. I didn't notice. I didn't know. Oh, Craig Ladwig's saying it's pine saw that they're putting in, Greg.
I thought it was Ajax, but one or the other. We'll find out for sure next thing. But I might be both.
I didn't notice the pleasant aroma, so I can't say I can't offer any input on it.
Yeah, well, we were there when they were dumping the water on it in Monticello, and it might have been pine saw. It might have been. I don't know. There's a picture of it. Yeah, ask Jeff Becker or Mike Gerlach. They did the same thing in Warren, and it really worked well, I thought. So I don't know how much you have to put in.
That's what it'd be interesting to know how much you add to a 6,000 gallon load or whatever. So you got it right. Yeah.
Dump it in.
Get the mixologist going there.
Right. Well, more the better, right?
Yeah. until that point.
Oh,
Yep.
unless it comes to timing, taxes, and bills, then that don't fit in.
Right.
Good point.
So hey, Glenn, did the rest of the fair go well up there then for everybody up in Oshkosh?
Yeah, it was
Attendance
a
up and
very
everything?
good week. Yep, we had a
Good.
rain out on Thursday night, but other than that, it was really good. I mean, it was warm, but they even had a good day yesterday, which is usually remarkably slow. And there was people all over for not having anything going on in the grandstand. There was people still in there looking at everything and walking around, and a lot of people around. So that's that's an upside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's great. I'm trying to get to the fairs a little earlier this year and walk around and kind of take the event in. And I got up there a little early. Actually, I stopped at the Gas and Steam show down in Burnett on my way up, as a matter of fact, and checked that out too. And I walked around the fairgrounds outside, and I had ear of that corn and the big ice cream cone. And there was a lot of people, a lot of families out there walking around out there checking stuff out. I went through the goat barn, and that was full. I mean, there's a lot of people in the goat barn even, and it was nice to see a lot of people getting out. I think it just seems like since COVID, a lot of people are used to staying home nowadays. It's really nice to see them just getting out again.
What's COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, right.
The real secret is the Clint Tucker just texted me that this is the real secret sauce. He didn't tell me.
Imagine that.
He
The
said
real-
it to me too.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll get Tucker drunk this weekend and corner him, then we'll get it out of him. He'll be in Hillsboro.
He's coming to
There you
Hillsboro.
go.
He always does.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
we got-
it. This is what Clint Tucker says.
BP, stay wet.
Anyway. Well, it doesn't smell as good. That stuff smelled good. We were wondering what the hell, you know?
Yeah, it says it's track conditioner. Huh.
Yeah. Imagine that. Yeah.
Probably a difference in a price tag too.
Well, it says VP on it. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You got some of that around, Ben, for the track Wednesday night?
no, we just use straight up old water.
Well, they sell pine sol at the store, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Well,
we
the
could go to Dollar General and clean them out.
Right. It smells good. It'll smell a lot better.
If nothing else, smell
Right.
good.
Well, we got the master track builder on here, Don Slama. Now, you might not know the pine sol secret. You know that, Don?
We use the BP secret from Tucker.
Do you?
We've used that for probably the last 3-4 years. We used to use that stuff that put in spray, to keep stuff suspended.
Yeah.
Tucker, not a corn guy. He's a master chemist. He's used this stuff, so it works good. We put a couple gallons in 4,000 gallons of water, and it really works good.
You think the dirt goes back together better, or what do you think? What does it do?
I think it goes back together and it holds it together. Both, Greg. That it's pretty good stuff. Really,
Well,
it's all on a pro stock, but it's worth it. That.
yeah. Well, you've had the voted the best track or favorite pull in Lucas Oil deal for how many years now? You've won it about 4 or 5 times, right?
It's 7 or 8 that we've won it. Yeah. We're just coming back from a John Deere meeting in Minneapolis, and the rain out there gives peeing on a flat rock a whole new meaning. We pulled into Culver's here because it was raining so bad. So background, we're in a Culver's having a beverage.
There you go.
Is that rain heading your way, Don?
The way it looks, Stacy, it's gonna go straight across the state. So keep your fingers crossed. We'll hopefully miss it, but they got tornado warnings out for Hillsboro for tonight till 12 o'clock. So we'll be. We just hope that it'd be really nice to have it once with 2 days of sunshine weather. You know that?
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's better tornado warnings on Monday, night, Friday night.
Yeah, we got. If you can see the back of my truck, I talked to a fella in Dyersville, and I put him on the website tomorrow because he was good enough. I picked up a tarp that's 500 feet long by 80 feet wide, so I hope we don't get to use this weekend. You know that?
Good.
Wade, hey, Greg, what do you think a tarp 500 by 80 foot weighs?
I'll bet 700 pounds, right?
1,038 pounds.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that must be thick. You know,
I just hope we don't have to use the darn thing because it's going to be a bitch to roll up if you have to.
you look at the old days at County Stadium, the first when they had to roll a tarp out.
I didn't hear you, Craig.
The old days at County Stadium when they had to roll the tarp out, you got a crew ready for that?
Yeah, we'll. I think we're going to enlist the local FFA. We give them all the 50/50 money. They pick up the garbage, and I think we're going to put them on tarp patrol too. You know that.
Good job.
Too bad.
Yep.
We're pretty fortunate that we're able to utilize all these groups that we have in Hillsborough to fall. You know, I think the FFA, the last time we had good weather, they made $15,000 on 50/50 drawing that 1 year. That took them to Louisville and to the FFA convention, and we've got the snowmobile club that has been with us from the get-go. That's how they make all their fundraisers. The firemen, we give them the beer sales, and they usually clear 30 to $40,000. And we got the Winniewalk Lions Club that comes out and helps us. We got a couple church groups that provide food. So, you know, it's a big boost to the small towns. But heck, I don't have to tell you guys that. It's a really good deal for the economy of the towns.
That's a lot of money to raise in a small town. That is. I mean, you add it all up between the pay and the firemen, you know, the Lions Club or whatever all you got. I'll bet they're pretty happy about it.
Yeah. And then we've got, you know, this. I think this is our 20th year that we've had a pull. We started out. Remember, we had a brush pull, and then we kind of grew up a little bit. We put a couple other pulls together, and then when PPL went from ATPA, we missed the first year, but we had them the second year, and I believe this is 17 years now that we've had them up there. And we started out with 3 classes, and now we've got 8 classes. Going to have a Friday night show, a Saturday afternoon show, and a Saturday night show. This is the 8th year that we've given away the belt buckles. We've got this belt buckle that it's like the Bowling Green ring or the chair that Chad Hill gives away. We got a belt buckle. My wife absolutely hates tractor pulling, and but we always go to the rodeo out to Vegas, and we're sitting in the stands one night, and my wife said, "You know that damn tractor pull that tractor pull you put on." I think she used the word "damn." We did. Said you should do something like that. You should give a belt buckle away, and so that's how we got started. So Joanne gets a little credit for the belt buckle, and we always put someone's name on that belt buckle that has passed away. And this year we're having Jerry Gerlach on the 4-1 class, and then we're having Niles Bundage on the mod class. His boy pulls in the mods, and then I'm doing something special. And I've only done it 3 times since we started this. But John, unfortunately, lost his wife this last year, and so her name is going to be on all 8 belt buckles, along with another individual. The only other time I've done that is when my mother died and when my best friend died. When Butch Krieger died, my mom and my best friend were on all the belt buckles. I didn't put anybody else's name on that particular, but we're really honored we put John's wife Kristen on it. And I talked to John about that, and he gave me the blessing. So thank you again, John, for letting us do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
People.
We John said I'd really like one of those buckles so I could give it to my son. And I've got a Montana silversmith makes these buckles up, and it's the same one that the National Finals Rodeo people got. These buckles are all sterling silver and got gold inlay on them, and it costs us about $850 per buckle. And the deal I've got with them is that they break the mold, so there's only one of them. They never you can't duplicate it. And John, we made an exception. You're gonna get one that's not broken. I've done that 2 other times. When Johnny Walsh died, his boys pull at PPL, and I did it for him for the mod class. And Bill Leichner, this is how the pullers work, guys. Bill Leichner won that buckle that night, and he went over and he give it to the Walsh family, which was really cool too. You know that?
Big deal. Yep.
And so I got Bill an extra one, and then Jeff Hurt won it. John Mears, his father had passed away that year, and I had John's dad on one of the belt buckles, and he wanted to give his buckle away. He offered to do that, but I'd already thought about getting John one for himself. So Jeff got to keep one. So John, your wife is in very, very special company. There's only been 3 extra belt buckles that we've ever produced, and that's how much we think of you. And I'm glad we could do it for you. John and Stacy have both been when we started out, those 2 clowns have come up and announced for us, done a heck of a job. And we're very fortunate that you guys started out, and we've grown this enough that we have Dan Meyer come up and help too. And we're just tickled to death that John and Stacy, you guys have been with us from the get-go.
Thank you so much.
No,
Thanks, Don.
that you're welcome. Thank you for all that you do. And we're looking forward to having a really good turnout. It looks like the weather is supposed to be very nice. We've got all that gravel parking up there, so that's not very good. And we've been building our we're up to about 125, 130 campers, and that really helps the show when you have people coming Thursday night that want to camp to stay in town. Again, that helps. We're even going to get blessed with the Elsing family this year is going to come up and camp.
Yep.
I talked to the Budweiser distributor, and they're going to bring another semi of beer just for them guys.
Right.
Yeah, Don, you touch on the campgrounds there, and that's something that sticks out in my mind as this event has grown over the years. I remember the first year that we had some camping there. I think there's 3, maybe 5 campers there, and last year that whole perimeter, there was a lot. I don't know how many campers were there, but there was a lot of campers there.
Yep. Yeah, we've that's what really helps make the event what it is, to have those people come 3 or 4 days. That. Speaking more beer too, the last 3 years we tickets for pallets of beer, one for Friday and one for this year. We're gonna give the Friday night proceeds to the EMF the One Walk EMS. And then we're going to Saturday night one. We had two families that 2 weeks ago when we were down in Joliet, whatever weekend that was, we had that terrible storm come through. One between Hillsborough and Waniwak, house by lightning. Another one between Hillsborough and Yuba got struck by lightning and burnt completely to the ground. So we're gonna give those two families. We're gonna split the proceeds from the pallet of beer for that. So we sell $20. And in the past, we've been able to raise $40,000 on the pallets of beer. So I kind of hope we raise $50,000. So when you walk in to buy your tickets, there'll be somebody there with their hand out for a beer, want you to buy a beer ticket, and then you get inside. The FFA will hit you for a 50-50 ticket. But if it's a $10,000 night, which we've had before, on Saturday night, you win $5,000. So kind of bring a few extra 20s with you. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah. Are you going to have ATMs on the grounds, Don?
Absolutely. Yes, we are. You bet. We take really pride in it. We try to think of everything. You know, that's one thing nice about being full. We all get to travel all over and see the good and bad in everything. And we've tried to take the good out of everything and make us look really good. You know that. So
Yeah, right.
It
And
matters.
and you guys do there. Yeah.
Yeah, watch what works other places and do it here. You try to incorporate that, and you see stuff. Well, don't do that. That didn't work. You know,
Yep.
but you see it really works, and you pay attention on it, and it'll help you.
We got about my daughter Sally. She does all the legwork. She does all the behind the scenes stuff. My son James, he takes care of the track crew, along with Zach Bender and Cole Mortimer, that they work for us on the farm. And we've got local banks that provide people that sell tickets. We got, like I said, the FFA that picks up the garbage. And all the school teachers get to help park cars, and then the Hillsborough Hospital, they've come out and help us park cars. And we try to do it with very few people, but we got a lot of volunteers that help. And when you see them running around in lime green shirts, those are the guys that are greasing the wheel to make it go around. I get to direct the band. I get a lot of credit for it. It's kind of like you, Elsie. You know that you get all the publicity and never any grief. Do we, Greg? You know that.
Nothing. You're at the bottom of the hill. Nothing ever runs down the hill, right?
So
John's got a question there, John.
So, something that I've loved that you've done the last 2 years, and I'm very patriotic, never served, but those that have served, I always pay homage to when I open up a tractor pull. And Saturday night, when you do that for the past veterans is hard. I mean, there's a lot of people choked up when you do that, and that's just amazing. And then right after that, I stand in the middle of the church choir while they sing the national anthem, and I've never been in a more heavenly place than that.
Well, I really appreciate you coming out there helping. We're going to do something a little bit different this year for the veterans, John. And I'm not going to spoil it tonight, but we're having a tough time finding any more Vietnam veterans that want to come out. You know, hell, they're getting old. And a lot of them just have passed away. So we're still going to have a veteran deal, but it's going to be you and me out on the track, John, to start out with. Okay. So you can handle it.
We're ready.
You bet.
Hey, Don, we had a question typed in. Somebody, one of our fans wants to know if you're going to have a toy vendor on the grounds this year.
Well, there was a guy that showed up there last year just out of the blue, and I haven't hear from him that he wasn't coming. So what would we call that? A 50-50 chance, wouldn't we?
Well, maybe he'll reach out to you, hopefully here tonight after he watches this show and say, "Hey, I'm going to be there." So that's all right. So,
yeah, the shows start Friday night, starts at 7:00 with noon show on Saturday, and a Saturday night starts at. I can guarantee you, they're going on the track, right, boys?
oh yeah, we start them on time. You bet. Hey, and that brings me to a question, Don. We've had Snickers the horse out there for our colors presentation the last number of years. Now Snickers has been turned out to pasture, from what I understand. Have we got a new bear, a flag bearer?
Yes, we do. I don't know what her name is, and I don't know what the horse's name is, but I do know that Snickers did not go to the glue factory. She's out in the pasture. So.
That's good. So Snickers gets to live the life of luxury out in the pasture. That's good.
That's right. That's right. We got Tower Sound coming again. They've been with us for years, and we've always been commended on the sound that people can see or hear. There's nothing worse than going to a poll than not being able to hear nothing. You know, you got all these good announcers, and it don't do you any good if they can't be heard. So we do that. It's going to be live screened by the same people that do Badger States. In fact, Ryan's going to be there. And thank you, Greg, for bringing letting us use the scoreboard. That's very nice of the club to do that. We really appreciate that. You're going to be able to. I've had people. For those of you that haven't been there, you should come and see my kid beat the shit out of that 4230 on the track. I've had people tell me that they would pay $25 just to see that the way that the roller and James and the guys down on the start and end do it. It's pretty orchestrated. And I'll tell a little story. Back when we decided we were going to have this, I took all the boys, and we've had the same guys running that equipment for 20 years. And I took them down to Louisville and watched the master do it, Dan Christiani. You know, there is nobody that spins the thing around indoors better than he does. Now notice I said indoors because I'm going to give my kid credit. I think he does the best job outdoors, but I'm a little biased. But that's the fun part of putting this pull on, just making everything click. You know that?
Yep. So Don, one thing, can you go over what classes you have in each session? Do you know?
Well, yeah, I'll try to, Greg. Okay. Yeah. We got mini rods, and I don't know what sessions they are. So if you want to look, guys, go to our charitytractorpull.com and our website will come right up. Okay. But hillsborocharitytractorpull.com. But we got pro stocks, we got super farm, we got 4-1s, we got the light limited diesel class, we got the lights alcohol class, we got 2-wheel drive trucks, we got I think that's 7. Guys, it'll be a good class. That's an Elsing answer. That'd be a good Elsing answer. It'll be a good class, right, Greg? Whatever.
It'll be. Yep. You were coming out on a couple of them there, but I thought it was 2-wheel drive trucks. Do you have diesel 4x4 trucks there? Is that what come out?
No, not this year, Greg. We
mods, right?
Okay.
Yeah, mods are. Yep.
All right.
With the exception of the 2-wheel drive trucks, the mini rods, and the 2-wheel drive trucks, those are the only Spark Club classes that we got. The rest of them are all diesel. So
is that what you get requested most for is diesel, or what do you get? What do people like?
oh, they in Hillsboro they like the smoke. They
They like-
smoke. You
Yeah.
know, but it's kind of like anything in life. There's some guys that like skinny girls, some guys that like fat girls. So
Hey,
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 Don.
girl.
Hey, Don. Hey, Don. For all the pullers that may be watching this, I know in years past you've always put on a tremendous pullers feed on Friday night, I believe, before the pulling starts, before we even get going. Is that going to be again this year?
yes, it is. We always have the we feed about went to the bathroom. She could tell me about 425 people,
Wow.
and we'll have that Friday night. We have our drivers meeting, and then new for this year too. Hillsboro doesn't have any restaurants. Since the pandemic, everything's went to hell. It seems like in the restaurant business, and so the Lions Club is going to have a free will offering from 7 till 9 on Friday morning, and then on Saturday morning. So the guys camping, if you don't want to cook your own breakfast, or the truck or the pullers that are on the grounds, or even Joe Public, if you want to come down there and have a good breakfast, it'll be in that same building, Stacy, where we have the drivers meeting and the drivers meal.
Very good. What time is that again, Don? On Friday and Saturday morning?
7 till 9.
Okay. Very good.
Oh, Sally just corrected me. 7:30 till 9. See, she's a detail person. I'm just the goddamn guy.
I got to ask you too. I got to ask you too, Don. I seen your video, your promotional video with the good folks at Quick Trip that are stepping up and helping you out up there this year. And I've watched that video, and you said Sally's in charge of your promotional stuff. So she must have been videoing you with that dance with that Quick Trip flag and everything I seen on that video.
She just told me, she said, we're going to make a video and I want you to look stupid, kind of like Greg Elsing does. So just look like Greg.
You nailed it.
You just gotta do it, Don. It comes naturally for me. You have to work at it.
That's right. We had to do about 3 takes on that, Greg. You know that?
I'd have got it the first time.
She does a really good job in our business, at our John Deere's business. We do a lot of fun stuff on Facebook and all that. And I have to say, usually when Dad does a deal, it gets pretty good ratings. Except we have a wash boy that cleans tractors and all that. We call him Tim, and he'll always kick my ass by 5 or 10,000 people, you know that. But it's I thought it was stupid when she started doing it, but it's a really good deal. I was well, Stacy, I run into you the other night. We were down to where was we? We're
Mount Sterling.
Yeah,
Mount Sterling.
After you left, I went over to the beer tent with James, and I'm drinking my water, and James is drinking his beer, and this guy comes up and he said, "You're that guy that did that commercial or that deal about 40-30 John Deere's, you know that?" Yeah, he called me the dipshit. You know, we did the ether one, you know, that so I'm not only famous as far as talking to you guys. I'm famous when I get out in public too. What do you think of that?
You're going to be one of they call them influencer, an internet influencer nowadays.
We got to have some good fun tonight, because come Friday and Saturday, I'm pretty serious. You know, we got to make things fly. So these other guys that was on tonight at Milledgeville and Oshkosh there, I always, when we pulled years ago with Badger State, and we still pull once in a while, but you guys got nice facilities too. You guys put a good job on. So I want to tell you, keep it up. You know that's
Yeah, both both
Thank you.
Glenn and both changed their whole tracks and facilities for tractor pulling. They're a lot better than they used to be.
Sure.
Ben, or Glenn, how many years ago did you change your track?
And it's got to be going on 10 years now, but it's probably 6 or 7 for sure. It seems like longer than that, but
We're going to go to Milledgeville and we're gonna a whole new operation there, right, Ben?
Yeah, it's they ain't gonna be much the same other than the track.
Right. Well, that's good. Actually,
Well, Ben, it was always my goal. You know, we started. You had that racetrack with that grandstand, and we'd always started up in that grandstand corner there. I wanted to pull that sumbitch all the way around that track, but I never made it. I want you to know that.
I've seen Kevin Engelkins go around the corner.
yeah. Coach probably went the farthest of anybody I've ever seen there.
Yeah, that's right. Brandon did that too.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's but you guys, you guys do just a tremendous with them fairs and that, and Badger State couldn't operate without you. So I'm glad you pick us to be part of your party. You know that.
Yep. And I want to thank all you guys for coming on the show tonight, Ben and Glenn and Don. I mean, it means a lot to get the people to get to hear from you guys and what's going on each week, and appreciate it. And I'm sorry, Glenn, I messed up. I sent the thing and it didn't go, and I was in my shop and I put it in my pocket and didn't look at it until I got here. And I'm sorry. Oh shit, that didn't go.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
it happens.
I'd like to say, Glenn, thank you for a great event up there in Oshkosh. I had a wonderful time. I thought the show was great and the crowd was awesome. It was a very good night up there, and I was very happy to be there. And Ben, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night and Wednesday. And Don, I'm very much looking forward to seeing you this weekend. It's going to be a fun week.
Yeah, and I want to just thank all the fans. And remember, if there's just one of you coming in your car, remember, you can pile about 6-8 people. So look for 7 more friends, because we like to see car full. We'll even do what we used to do at the outdoor theaters. You can go in the trunk and we won't kick your ass out of there for doing that.
Hey, I'm coming up. I want one of them belt buckles. I do.
You want one? I hate.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get.
If you win that with that blue goddamn thing you got, I'm gonna make them another one, and I'm gonna give it to Bill Hennessy. How would that be? You know that. So there, that's a little goddamn incentive for you. You know that.
A little more middle sponsorship out of me if I do once.
Well, yeah. Bill has been a sponsor at every pull that we have put on. Bill and I are pretty good friends, and he's always opened up his checkbook to help us out. And so you win that, we'll get him another belt buckle. John, you don't feel we give 2 away this year, will you? You know that?
No.
We'll take if Greg wins that, we'll take his belt buckle and auction it off at the banquet. How's that?
That would be good. But hey, I wouldn't stand on one foot thinking it's going to happen too long.
No.
Oh, he's in good hands. He's got a John Deere motor. Hell, Greg, you can do it, buddy. You can do it.
Round of applause.
Bill, then I'll be all right.
All right. Well, we're going to go down the road, guys. So thank you much for having us on. Appreciate it. We'll see you. This
See you
week.
Friday, Don.
You bet. Good night. See ya.
I want to thank Ben and Glenn and Don again for being on, and John, you want to go through our sponsors again and take care of all that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Llama Enterprises, Trip Downing, Casper Egg, and Front Street Toys for helping us all out. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Ben. I wish I was coming tomorrow night, but I got to get things wrapped up here at home.
Yeah. I'll see you Wednesday night, Ben, and thanks for probably next. I don't know when I'll see you next, Glenn. Let me know when you're coming to a poll, and we'll get together.
Sounds good. Thanks again, guys.
All right. Yep. Thanks, John.
Yep. Thanks. See you all, everybody.
Yep. Thanks for everyone. Bye.
The Pro Pulling League is coming back to the Hillsboro Fireman's Park again August 9th and 10th. It's time for the annual tradition known as the Hillsboro Charity Tractor Pull. 8 great PPL classes are competing over 3 sessions, including Pro Stock tractors, Super Modified tractors, mini rods, and more. Friday starts at 7 p.m. and Saturday has 2 sessions, noon and 6 p.m. Camping's available and tickets are just $25. Kids are free. Don't miss it.